Welcome back to another video. My name is Kyle and I suck at budgeting. We have a regularly pre-recorded video, not a live today, which brings us to my first question. And I'm going to put a poll in the community thing. I've never done one of those before. I'll figure it out. But if you want to leave a comment below, the question is this. Do you like the live stream stuff? Yes or no? And if you do like it, how often would you like to see a live? And I guess another question, like, how would you prefer a budget with me? Would you prefer an end of the month wrap up live stream? I was going through just kind of looking at numbers. It looks like that my viewership dropped by about a third or so for the live stream that we did. Again, first one we did. So either way, it doesn't make a big difference, but I want to make sure that this goes out to enough, as many people as I can possibly hit. So, maybe we'll try one a month. Maybe do one of my budget with me's. Or maybe we'll rotate them. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But just interested to see what you guys are thinking about the live streams. So, I do enjoy them. I like the interactiveness of it. I do need to remember to turn on chat replay so that people can see the chat. In fact, I'm actually going to probably do an overlay of the chat inside of the recording so it'll appear on the screen and not just in the chat window. Sorry, I've got Lewis hair all over my nose. Lewis is my dog, for those that don't know, one of my dogs. So the next thing is, some of you know that I'm trying to hit 400 subscribers by the end of the year. We're at about 360 or so. So any help that you guys can give to get me over that goal, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. Make sure you share this with someone that you think would benefit from it. And if you're new here, we do this stuff 3 times a month. As I mentioned just before, we do live streams every once in a while, and budget with me's and mental health stuff and all sorts of things like that. So make sure you subscribe, like the video if you do like it. So we are doing an end of the month closeout today inside of YNAB. I do this every month. This is my my process of closing out the month, and it's kind of evolved, and it's going well, and I enjoy the current state of it. And sorry, this hair is driving me nuts. But let's get into the closeout of the month of July, and I'll run you through everything that I do every month. And we will start with going through and checking our underfunded categories. We have no underfunded categories. So I'm working really hard at making sure that all of my categories are fully funded by the end of the month. One of the things that I plan on doing in the next, I don't know how long, couple weeks or so, is rereading a book called Atomic Habits. It's a book by James Clear. And I read it once before. It's a really good book. And he talks a lot about building systems instead of habits, and trying to have those systems really kind of be the catalyst for having your habits. And one of the things that I've always done in my productivity systems is I use an app called Todoist. And one of the things that when I'm teaching people how to use Todoist is I say every task that you put into Todoist must have a due date. Because if it has a due date, it will eventually bubble up to the top of your today list, and you'll eventually deal with it somehow. It might just be putting a more realistic date on it, but it will eventually bubble up. And I'm trying to do that with my categories here that I really want to have funded. So things like my goals, not my goals, my emergency room sinking fund, my emergency sinking funds. So like there's no date associated with these yet. So it's just eventually. I want to start getting dates on all of these so that when I go through and I say, okay, I want to have all of my things funded, it'll pop up every month and remind me that, hey, this isn't funded. And I can then decide, well, do I want to put any money towards this, or do I just want to snooze it for the month? So that's the sort of stuff I'm going to start getting into in the next couple weeks and months. So that's more of building a system because I use this every day. That's kind of forcing me into a new habit of getting this stuff funded more regularly. Because as you can see, I've talked about maybe moving the $1,600 into these categories. That hasn't happened yet. What has happened yet? An automatic feature. Emergency fund gets $282.30 every month because it's automatic. It's something. It's a system. I don't have to worry about it. Don't have to think about it. It just does it, and I just have to adjust for it. So that's the same thing that I'm going to start building into all of the other things. So I really kind of go through all of my categories, make sure they all have dates on them, the ones that I want to actually fund in a reasonable amount of time. So that's why underfunded is such an important thing, and having dates with those things, very important. So now that we've gone through and made sure that everything is funded correctly, we're now going to move all of this money to ready to assign. All of the extra money that I've over budgeted. I know there's a button that I can do to do this, but I like doing it this way because I do have some accounts that I don't want to move. So we're going to go through. We've done water. We've done old fashioned word. Did a really good job with groceries this week or this month. And did good with eating out too. And even gas was pretty good. So some of that was how the month fell with the weekends and stuff. So yeah, there's that. Backup debit stays where it is. Emergency fund stays where it is. Health is going to stay the way it is. These are all my non-monthly bills, domains and hosting, and the cycling keyboard. Yep, those are all going to stay the way they are. So then I move over to the month of August. And I'm going to go ahead and start filling in what we have not filled up yet. So I need another $425 for groceries. Not going to happen today. Another $400 for eating out. Probably not going to happen today. Gas. I'm going to make sure that I have at least 2 weeks for this. So what do I need for that? What is my target for here? 625. So let's throw another. What does $100 look like? Don't quite need $100. Minus 50. That works. Eating out, I'm actually going to leave the way it is. And gas. What does $30 look like? No, not quite. Plus 10. I'm sure there's a better way to figure this out, but I'm lazy. There you go. 160. That looks good. And dog food needs another $73.85. So let's add $73.85 to that. Dog treats needs another $25. Emergency fund gets automatically pulled on the 10th. The 11th. So I'm going to leave that for next paycheck. And let's move down to the non-monthly. We need $72.45 for that. So let's throw that in there. Domains and hosting needs $52.10. Let's throw that in there, which leaves us $130.10. And I think we're in good shape for that. Just trying to think, do I want to stick it up here? No, I don't. You know what? Honestly, this is where my priority is right now. We're going to throw it in here. Plus 130.87. Cool. 904 in there now, and that is awesome. Okay. All right, so let me just hop into Todoist really quickly. We have done underfunded. We are doing the end of the month wrap up video. We need to update our month ahead spreadsheet. So if we scroll down to the bottom here, oops, sorry, this column. What do I have selected? Got that selected. So I have put $1,794.85 into next month. So let's come over here to the financial stuff. I've already forgotten that number. Good Lord. Mind like a sieve. That's what it is. Oops. What did I just do? Hit the wrong button. That's what I did. Can't highlight that? Oh, that stinks. 1794.85. I can remember that. 1794.85 goes there. So this is increased $255.19 from last week, which is cool. So let's go back to YNAB and let's get into Todoist and let's check update month ahead spreadsheet. All right, next thing we need to do is update my retirement accounts. So the first one is going to be TIAA. The new balance is 48373.01. And we'll hit save on that. Ooh. Did you do what you wanted, what I wanted you to do? Yes, you did. Okay. I thought it popped up and said, hey, we made a manual adjustment, but it didn't. So. And then Vanguard is 3834694. Save. So Vanguard went up $1,100 and TIAA went up $2,200. Cool. All right. So now we need to take this, copy that, go to the early retirement spreadsheet, TIAA. We're going to paste values only. And then Vanguard, highlight that. And paste values only. Cool. All right. So that looks good. Updated FI sheet. Next thing we need to do is goals. So every month I have my goals listed here and I copy them like so, go into the next month, paste them in, hit OK, and we go through the goals and we see what is going on. Do my goals still align with my current thoughts? So number one is me. And I'm going to kind of extrapolate. Is that the right word? Open this up. So instead of just doing me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this. So cycling is going to be number one. Ooh, here we go again. Oh no, now I've hit the wrong button. Here we go. So cycling is going to be number one. Keyboard is going to be number two. And then music camp is going to be number three, which means we have to, actually that's not accurate. Hang on. Yeah, you know, let's call it accurate for now. Oops. So that's going to be a 4, that's going to be a 5, that's going to be a 6, and then that's going to be a 7. So let's just hit OK. So number one priority is the new bike, which is maybe coming this weekend. We'll see. That might happen this weekend. We'll see how tomorrow goes. That might happen sooner than I think. Keyboard will be next. Like I predicted, the keyboard that was supposed to be released in June, that they pushed to July, they now pushed to August. So I think it's going to get pushed back to September, October, and probably come out around December. So, yeah. We are funding the music camp monthly now. That started last video. If you didn't see the live video, make sure you check it out. You can see the budgeting of the last paycheck of July. And honestly, this is probably going to move up a little bit too. I think that what's going to happen in September-ish, maybe October-ish, this might actually bump up a little bit, but then bump up again after things get funded. And then pay off the house is number 7. So I'm happy with where we are with that. Honestly, I have not done a reconciliation in a minute. So we're going to go in and reconcile. And I forgot one thing that I usually do with my closing of budget. And that is I go through my transactions and make sure that I don't have any transactions that are pending. So I actually did that before knowing that I was going to be closing out the month. So there was this one here that I just entered to make sure that it was in. So there is that. But I haven't reconciled in a while, and I typically reconcile a lot more frequently. So I need to be better about that. So reconcile is done. So let's just take a quick look where we are with the budget for August, which I think is good. So monthly bills are good up until mortgage, which is fine. This mortgage will get funded in the next paycheck, and we'll pull out the 109.11 probably in the paycheck following. Maybe the next paycheck, we'll see. In the next paycheck, we'll fill out the rest of this. We have enough to get through to that paycheck, so I'm not worried about that. Dog food's on track. Dog medicine treats are on track. And emergency fund we're going to deal with when the next paycheck comes. This big old whopper of a amount of money is here for the potential for tomorrow in case they demand payment for tomorrow. For my procedures, I don't think they're going to, but it's there just in case. And then these are all on track. These are all on track. We're in good shape. So I will see you for the next video, which will be on the 10th. I'll be recording on the 10th of August, which is crazy to think that we are in August already. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you coming along the journey with me. And I will see you in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share this with a friend that you think might benefit from it. And I'll see you next time. See ya.